All right, hello everyone. This is Crota coming at you, and I'm doing a little bit of Diablo 3. Some of you guys out there actually started asking me questions on Diablo 3. I am not a Diablo 3 expert, but I do know some of the basics in terms of damage and how to get your numbers higher. A lot of people out there were looking at my damage going, wow, 870,000 damage. That's really high. That in fact is not. I know Demon Hunters, I know David Kim's damage is like 2.7 million. You can get really, really, really high damage. But people were asking me and wondering, how do you know how to start improving your damage? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that, but I'm also gonna be doing a little bit of a riff run at the same time. So hopefully, this is actually entertaining for you guys. Let's see. Do I want to do a bounty or do I? Okay, double bonus star, kill Alsmadon. No, don't like that one. You know what? Let's. I don't know. You know what? Let's just do riff runs. All right. So to talk about damage. There's actually 3 ways, or there's actually 5 ways to increase your damage output. 4 of the ways will actually show up on your damage number. There is weapon damage, there's weapon speed, there's critical chance, like crit and crit chance, or excuse me, crit chance and crit damage, and then finally there is overall weapon modifier. Wow, those are the ways you have in order to. Well, okay, I need to swap out my cold blood or my ray of frost, because this is obviously not working. I don't have enough arcane power to really sustain this. Okay. So let me go ahead and was it no? I wanted conflagrate. Yes, that's one. Okay, now talking about weapon damage. Things that affect weapon damage are obviously your weapon's damage. Makes a lot of sense there. But there's also things that increase your damage, such as rings and amulets. If you take a look at your weapon has a range. You'll see on the wizard spike, it's 1153 to 1617. That is how much damage your weapon does. So anything where you see on the websites like Frost or the Arcane Frost Orb does like 513% of your weapon damage, that is what's being calculated. Now, what else is affected? But behind that is also weapon speed. The weapon speed really makes a big difference on spells that you continually cast, such as your resource generators. Say your primary weapons, or your primary attacks, or any of your resource generators for demon hunters generating hatred. All of those things are what I call attack speed based. Attack speed based. Attack speed based. I'll just call them attack speed based. Trying to actually talk and compose sentences while playing is actually a little bit harder than I thought it would be. But anything that is spammable, anything that is very, very, very easy for you to spam, your attack speed will have a very big difference. Beyond that, you also have your crit chance and your crit damage. If you take a look at my crit chance, I believe it's 47%, and my crit damage is 351. So every single time I crit, I deal 351% of the normal damage, which is actually very, very high. And this was a very easy level 1. So that's all the things that add me. Me and Mal are doing one if you want to join. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and grab that. Okay, so those are all of the ways you can actually increase your weapon damage. Now, people will then ask me, okay, so what's most important? What's most important is that you don't focus just on one. If you focus just on one, your damage is going to essentially have diminishing returns. You want to be able to increase each of them pretty evenly, and by increasing each of them evenly, you end up getting more and more damage. Say for example, say for example, I can't even explain this very carefully. You know what? Just enjoy the play. If you guys actually have questions, specific questions in terms of damage, I will try my best to explain it. I'll actually explain this build that I'm using. You guys may notice that I changed my weapon from the Leoric's the Mad Scepter, Mad Monarch Scepter, to a Wizard Spike. And and the reason why I did that was because of the increased attack speed. Because of the increased attack speed, being able to have a flat damage increase actually makes a very big difference. All right, let me see if I can give an example after I clear out this. I'll actually go back to town and show you guys what I mean in terms of all of that damage there. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me clear this out. All right. Okay, get bracers. Oh wow. I love the conduit and the nemesis bracers. It's just like, hey, I'm going to walk around killing things, and come on, let there be more stuff. Oh, come on, over here. Did I get? Yes, I got a lot of kills over there. All right, so let me see if I can explain why. Well, okay, I can talk about this. Damage modifiers affect your DPS more if you have more attack speed. So say you're a wizard or a witch doctor. Your offhand has the ability to completely to add additional damage, add additional weapon damage essentially. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this pool of reflection. So what you'll notice here is that this offhand adds 309 to 372 damage. Because of that extra 309 to 372 damage, my Wizard Spike's DPS is actually significantly higher. Compared to the Mad Monarch Scepter, which has a attacks per second of 1.2, because I am actually attacking significantly less. Whoa. Okay. Because I'm attacking significantly less. Oh, what is this? Oh, I got a sword. Because I'm attacking less per second, it doesn't increase that offhand. It doesn't increase my DPS nearly as much. So when you're comparing weapons, many of the times you compare by just looking at the DPS, and you're like, oh wow, the DPS of the Mad Monarch Scepter and the Wizard Spike is both about 2,000. Well, because the DPS is higher, or the attacks per second is higher on the Wizard Spike, amulets, rings, and offhands that increase your flat damage actually have a better effect on those items. I'm hopefully I'm making sense. If you guys have any questions, I can clarify, but it's basically saying if you can attack more often, even though your overall damage is less per attack, because you're attacking more often, you end up essentially dealing more damage. All right. Another question that people were asking me was, how do you even get up to 800, or I think it was like 700 damage or 600 damage the last time I streamed? How do you get consistent upgrades? How do you farm effectively? Is essentially the question. And you know what? I don't feel like I'm doing anything too out of the ordinary. I'm not using the abusive strategy that some players are currently using, where they're running through Torment 6 in the act of sin and then just opening chests. I gotta believe that's going to be fixed sometime soon. I'm not doing that. I'm actually playing the game how it's meant to be played, but I'm playing it and I'm just finding natural upgrades. Okay, I don't know. That doesn't really answer a lot of questions for you guys, does it? All right, let's see. All right. Oh, wow. That's a lot of little guys right there. Oh, for anyone who... another thing to add. There's the other way of increasing your damage that isn't really based on your DPS is debuffs. Debuffs are essentially, you know, debuffs or enchantments that you put on the enemy unit. Things like cold-blooded, elemental exposure, conflagration, those are all debuffs that are not factored into your damage. Now, if you're just one of those people who are looking to compare and how to increase your damage number, using elemental exposure, conflagration, and cold-blooded doesn't increase that number. So right now, that number is currently sitting at 872,000, and it really doesn't look that impressive. But what's not calculated into this is the fact that anything that I attack after like a good second or two takes an additional 30% damage from me, and also has an additional plus 6% chance of getting crit. And 30% additional damage with an additional plus 6% crit chance really increases my DPS, especially because whenever I crit, I deal 317% of the base damage. So that's another way you can increase your damage without increasing, or how do I explain that? Without increasing your damage number. It's one of those things where people will start explaining like, oh, it's my paper DPS versus my actual DPS. I think you'll see that my damage is actually fairly high. Yeah, my magic missile is getting. My magic missiles get. Oh, I got another emerald, Imperial Emerald. Oh, I need to teleport back in just a second. Okay, let's. Oh yeah. Oh goodness, the one thing that actually. Oh, okay, conduit. Okay, let's see. I got. Let's see. Can I run around? Are there enemies down here? I should have sold before I figured out what it was. Okay, I'll have to come back and grab those items. Oh, okay. So, ways to increase your effectiveness when you try and go look for items. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my time worth it. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to make your farming time worth it. And one of the... Okay, what is this item? Lightning damage has a chance to turn enemies into lightning rods, causing them to pulse 167 damage as lightning every second to nearby enemies. Wow, as if there was intelligence on this, that would be awesome. And then I could try to socket it, but it doesn't have it, unfortunately. So, what you'll notice is get Nemesis Bracers as quickly as you can. So this was dropped in a game where I had a couple of... in a guild rift run, and the player already had Nemesis Bracers, so I was just like, well, if you don't need them, can you give them to me? So that way you kind of maximize your time. Running around... Zap, do you... Okay, let me sell all this intelligence. No, don't need that. Don't need that. Nope. Nope. Don't need strength. No. 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 Wait. There's a global cooldown on legendaries now? I did not know that. So essentially what I try to do is I try to constantly find a lot of elites. Also, a lot of rift running is based on your movement speed. If you notice, my movement speed is actually fairly fast. And I tried to max it out. Finally, what I would highly suggest you do, highly suggest you do is actually play with your Paragon levels. The reason why you play with your Paragon levels is figure out what is going to increase your DPS the most. Crit damage, crit chance, attack speed, all of those things contribute to your damage, but because you are able to freely switch between them, figure out and train and constantly do it. Constantly try and keep track, figure out what is going to be good and what's going to be bad for you. Oh, another thing I wanted to explain real fast. What is more important, armor or resist all? And the funny answer is that armor and resist all are essentially the two ways of keeping track of the same damage reduction. Resist all and armor both have essentially the same effect. It reduces damage from all damage sources. So it's not actually as let's see. What is this guy? I've never seen him before. Oh, I should probably explain why my build is the way it is right now. If you're looking at my build, you're like, wait a second. If he's running an elemental exposure build, how come he's not using electrify? It looks like he's running all of the other elements except for electricity. Elemental exposure also accounts for your elemental exposure also accounts for your weapon damage. So my weapon damage actually has lightning built in. So that's why I'm using magic missile with a fire enchantment to try and get a little bit extra fire damage rather than just use my familiar. Yes, the familiar does fire damage, but it doesn't pierce. And I want to make sure that everything that I'm attacking has that additional bonus damage if possible. So that's the reason why I'm doing it like that. Oh, if anyone is running without a socket on their weapon, run a socket on your weapon. The additional damage bonus from... Whoa. The additional damage bonus from the socket is pretty much what you need in order to get into the 600, 700, 800,000 range.
I need to go back. I have a new ally in my group, but my enemies gain strength as well.
Yes?
Why do you keep glancing over, Cooker?
Well done, chap. I think I'll stay on around here. The men need me. You never know when the fighting might start again. Enemies of the Nephilim.
This will be a good battle.
Oh, I haven't been using my Hydra. Oops.
Need more arcane power. How does that feel?
Ooh, 25% chance to find. Yeah, they're trying to increase Nephilim Rift value, which makes sense. cool, Imperial Diamond.
I don't have enough arcane power. Your defenses are nothing. I'm so good, I astound myself.
Oh, other things that affect your damage that isn't calculated on paper. Extra bonus effects from weapons and gear, such as Tal Rasha's set, and also, which I'm trying to build right now, still only halfway there, Tal Rasha's set, and things like the Mad Monarch Scepter or Wizard Spike. If you guys have noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually have, anytime I cast a spell, I have a 24% chance of casting. Yeah, if you just saw that, that was like a double Frost Orb that just went out. Anytime I cast a spell, there's a 24% chance that I will cast a Frozen Orb. So it essentially means that 24% of the time, I'm going to cast my most powerful spell again. And that actually is a huge benefit because it doesn't cost any resources. So let's see if I can do this right. Also, when farming with this particular build, if you notice, there's actually a little bit of a sweet spot in terms of damage. You kind of, like the Frost Orb, you kind of want it to explode on them. That way they get hit by damage, and then they also take that additional explosion damage. And that's really where your damage starts to add up. What's going on here? Okay. Oh. Oh, no, ah. Yeah, your movement speed maxes out at 25%. So between whatever boot you have and your Paragon level, you should be able to max out at 25%. The reason, wow, I'm covered and surrounded in stuff. The reason why you want to max out so badly is, as you guys can tell, I'm actually, oh, come on, walk, dang it. You actually want to try and just run from location to location as quickly as possible. If you're not, if a lot of your rifts are just a lot of running, you want to make sure you minimize your run time. So that's exactly what you're doing. You're minimizing the amount of running you do by making sure that you're running as quickly as possible. It's all about efficiency. It's all about trying to do things as quickly as possible. It is very easy for me to go into Torment 2, but I haven't really found the trade-off to be that useful for me. I can easily clear out Torment 1 in a very, very efficient time, and even though there is a 300% EXP bonus when you go to Torment 2, at Torment 1 you have at Torment 2 you have 400%. At Torment 1 you have 300% bonus. So really, the bonus is what, a 33% bonus, as opposed to the typical like, oh wow, I'm getting 100% more. you're not actually doubling your experience by going to Torment 1 or going to Torment 2. And if it takes you twice as long to kill something, then you might as well be spending your time just trying to kill things in Torment, or killing things twice as fast in Torment 1 and then just moving right along. One of the reasons why I'm doing Torment 1 and not something lower is because I want the possibility of rolling the class-specific sets, the Tal Rasha sets, the I don't even know what the other class-specific sets are, but since I'm only playing a wizard. But that's what you really want out there. Wow, I'm down to 3 viewers on Twitch. Am I that bad?
Your grave awaits.
Come on, run. Run through. Kill things as quickly as you can.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Yeah, that conduit is just awesome. You're just like, okay, cool. Let me just run, and I'll let the conduit deal all the damage for me. And what's really cool about the Nemesis Bracer is, like, oh, I'm immune to damage, and all of a sudden I have an elite to fight. Perfect. Oh, I have conduit, and I have an elite to fight. That's always one of the biggest reasons to get it, because get Nemesis Bracers is you just increase the likelihood of you getting more legendaries, pretty much.
I'm unstoppable. If only they could see me now. I will enjoy this.
Oh, goodness.
enemies
Ooh.
gain strength as well.
Oh, did I get it? Well, I already have a Talrasha's. Is it Talrasha's? What is this? Blackthorns?
I am returning to town.
Oh, the damage loss is too much.
It's been interesting for me to see
Attack speed increase, life per hit, but yeah, the damage loss is way too much. I needed, we'll do another run.
A fight.
Wow.
My ally has left. The enemies I face will be weaker now.
All of these items are for people if they need them. This will probably be my last run. Let's see.
Unleash your power.
Yay, another pool. Oh yeah, another way is making sure that you always have pools of reflection. The pool of reflection is a big EXP bonus. And if you every time you die, it's just like, oh, I lost my pool of reflection now. One of the ways that you can kind of like you can almost kind of farm pools of reflection. There are certain spawning locations such as like the Southern Highlands in Act 1 where the pool of reflection can spawn really, really close to the waypoint in the adventure area. So like if you need to like log in, get the pool, log out, log in, get the pool, log out, and it carries from the game to game. Yes, I know I think that's kind of cheating the system, but at the same time, it doesn't feel as abusive as some of the other ways people are cheating the system right now.
Your defenses are nothing.
What? Is there a kill somewhere? Oh. Well, there's no star on the map, so okay. I guess it's also super fast attack speed. We just walked in a giant circle. Go, go, go.
If only they could see me now. You dare attack me?
I love that double frost orb.
If only they could see me now.
Haha. Whimsy. Haven't been here in a while.
Your defenses are nothing. I am returning to town.
Do I have time for one more? No, I don't.
Tyrael, it's been interesting for me to see all of these places where you and the Nephilim journeyed. I've heard so much about your adventures with Leah and Cain. I almost feel like I was there.
They were trying times.
All right, so that's going to be the end of that. No need for you guys to see me selling items. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have specific questions regarding Diablo, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, let me know. Post them, and I will try my best to answer them in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.